Hey guys, back again, the new video. So in this video we're going to be covering a concept in Java called as arrays. You can think of arrays as a data structure that is used to store a collection of variables of the same data type, like integer data type. You can think of arrays as box with compartments in them. This is one compartment, another, third, fourth. Where you would use arrays is like, let's say you want to store the roll number of people in your class, or the phone number of people in your house. Each person has a different roll number. Each person has a different phone number. It's for that you would use an array to store it. When I say of the same data type, it means that each of the phone number or each of the roll number, it has to be either all of one type. It can be an integer, long, short, any of them, but all should be of one type. You cannot have a mixture of things. Java does not support that. Other languages do, but Java does not. Arrays can contain primitive data types like int, char, etc. and as well as objects, which are non-primitive data types. In this video, we are going to be looking at one-dimensional arrays, and in another video I'll explain you what's a multi-dimension array. I have split this video into two parts where I'll be talking about one-dimension array of the primitive types and one-dimension array of the objects. Usually what you do is, to define an array, you would be using the square brackets. So for example, if you want to define an array, let us just name it roll number. You would be using these brackets to show that it's an array and it's not a variable or something. So the general form of one-dimension array declaration is of these two types. Either it's type variable name brackets or type brackets variable name. You have to keep in mind that you have to say the type of the array and also the variable name. So either it can be int data type or a char or bool or any of the data types which is there, but you have to mention what type of array it is in the start. What does a type do? It declares the element type of the array and determines the data type of each element in the array. So that's what type does. How do you initialize an array? So when it comes to initializing an array, there are two ways of doing it. Either you first declare the array like it's given here. Let's say I want to declare an int array. So int, that's the declaration of it. Now you have to allocate memory to the array. So array has to have, like in this you had, when you take this picture you had 4. So this means that the memory of this array is 4. So like that you have to also allocate the memory for each of these arrays. So I can do it by saying int array is equal to, it's a new integer array, and I can give the size. So in these, inside the bracket I can give the size to be 20 or 30 or whatever the size has to be, but you have to keep in mind whatever you give inside the brackets has to be an integer. I can do both of these sentences in one statement. So what I can say is, I can declare the array and allocate memory to it. So what I'll be saying is int, in brackets, int array. As you all know that saying this statement is the same as this statement as I mentioned it here. So both are the same statements. So now, so I can say that int array equal to new int and 20. Now this is same as doing it in these two sentences. When you use this keyword new, like this, you'll have 20 compartments, but when you have to initialize something in Java or in most of the programming languages, it has to have some value in it initially. So what Java does is, depending on the data type that you give it here, it will initialize the variable. So if you give int, it will be 0 for any numeric type, int, short, all these bool or numeric types, you would have 0. For boolean, it would have false in that case, and when you go for the reference types like objects, it would be null. So when you want to, this is defining an array just like that, but when you know what are the elements in the array, you could do it in a better way. So what you would preferably do is, you would say int array, the same thing, but here we won't use these new int words. What you would be doing is, we would be writing what are the elements inside that. So using this, you don't have to say the size of the array. We have declared an array 1 2 3 4 5. So automatically Java knows that there are 5, the size is 5, and each of the compartments have a value like 1 2 3 4 5. So this is called as a declaring array in literal. So by this, array knows that what's the length of the array. Now let's look at this array out here. What you're going to be learning is the indices out here and the length. So this array has 40, 50, 63 and so on. It has 9 elements. 9 would be the length of this array. But you have to keep in mind that array indices, the first index is always 0. It's 0, 1, 2, 3. Although you would normally think of it as one first element, second element, it will be the 0th index element. So you have to keep in mind, although the length would be 9, the first index would be 0 and the last index would be the length minus 1, and in this case it would be 8. So any array would start with the index 0. Now this is what one dimension array is when it comes to looking at them, can contain primitives. Now we'll discuss objects. So what is the object? As you all know that Java is an object oriented programming language. You define a class in Java in the first place when you want to say something. So what is the object? So you can think of an object as an instance of a class. So class is used to perform the actions, define the functions, and object is an instance of the class. Now what is a constructor? So let's say I have a class called student. Let's say the student has a name and then they have a roll number. So these two things are called the global variable, told to be a global variable that can be accessed by any function. Now let's say I define a function. So now what's this? Whenever you want to use this class inside another class, you would create an object of this class. So what I'm saying is, whenever you want to create an object of this class, I want you to give a name and a roll number. So whenever you create an object, it needs to be given that. Otherwise, you can't create an object. But usually, when you don't define this, it thinks of it as a default constructor. So whenever you say a student, you have the string n and string rn. And I say that name is, what I've told you, name is a global variable. Any function inside the class can use it. Even this constructor is a special function. That's the difference. So that is a constructor that you have defined here. Now what I'll be showing you is how to declare an array of the object type. So now I'll be writing a simple code that will explain how arrays can use even objects as that type. Not only any primitives but also object. So now I've created a class called class of these students, and I've defined a main function in that as the same syntax. And then in the main function, what I'm saying is, first create an array of the type student. So that's what this means. So normally if it's a data type like int, you would say int, and new and int. So I've used student because it's of type student, and the length, which is 5. And the name of the array is stu, stu, stu. Stu of 0 because it starts with 0 is equal to new student because it's an object, so I have to create the constructor of it. And what does a constructor take? First the name, which is a string, and then the int rn, which is 1. Now where will it be stored? It will be stored in the name and roll number. So the first index of the array will have a student with the name as Aman and the roll number as 1. Likely I have done it for other 4 because it can only have total of 5. Now to display that, what you have to do is you have to create the constructor, and to access the global variables or a function inside a class, because you can think of this also as a class, and to access the global variables of a function you use the dot and then the whatever it is. So global variable is name, so you should use the same syntax, whatever name is, like NAME. If it's capital in some places, if it's small in some places, you have to use the same. So you use that name and then the roll number. So likely it would display using the system.out.println. So I save this code. While you save it, you have to give it the same name as the class that has the main function in it. So out here I have the class as the class which has the main function and Java. Now I'm in the folder which contains my class file, class.java file. I'll open the command prompt. First I'll create a bytecode so that Java can easily understand it. So I use Java C as a keyword, and then the Java file, class.java. Now bytecode is created both for the class and the student class. So I'll run the class, so Java class. So while I run it, it will display the outputs of the array. So Aman 1, because what it's supposed to display is both the name and the roll number. So Aman, then space, roll number. So this is how it works. Now I hope you have understood what is it. Now if you still have some doubts, you're not able to understand, please do leave a comment in the comment section. I'll get back to you some way, or you can also Google what are arrays. Please do give a thumbs up if you like the video, share, subscribe. Thank you.